Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a look at something really fundamental. Emotions.
Yeah.
How we understand them, how we talk about them, specifically in English. We've got some great source material here, and we're going to unpack it for you.
That's right. We're aiming to pull out the key insights, give you some practical ways to, navigate conversations about feelings in English. Because emotions, well, they're universal, aren't they? But how we express them, that's where language is so important.
Definitely. So let's dive in. The sources actually start right at the beginning. They ask, what are emotions?
Yeah, it's a good starting point. And they define them pretty simply, which I like. Basically, feelings we have in our mind and our body. And crucially, they help us figure out how we feel about a situation. They're reactions, really.
That link to the situation seems key. They give some really clear examples, like feeling happy when you get a gift. Straightforward, but positive situation, positive feeling.
Exactly. Or the flip side, feeling frustrated, maybe angry when you can't find your keys. That emotion is tied directly to that annoying event.
Totally. And, this one's relatable, feeling nervous or anxious waiting for, say, test results.
Oh, absolutely. That physical feeling, the worry, it's all linked to what might happen.
Right. And the sources mention different types, positive like joy, negative like fear or sadness.
But they make a really important point, and I think this is central. All emotions matter. They all give us some kind of information. Ignoring some is like, ignoring signals your body is sending you.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so if we accept that all emotions are important, the next step is actually talking about them. We need the words.
Exactly. And the sources provide a good foundation here, focusing on some really common core vocabulary.
This is the practical bit then, building blocks.
Right. Let's walk through a few they highlight. First one, happy. Can't get more basic than that.
Defined as, feeling good, maybe smiling, enjoying something. And the example.
The example is, I feel happy when I listen to music. Simple cause and effect.
Okay. Then the opposite. Sad.
Sad is described as that feeling when something bad happens, or maybe you're missing someone. The example sentence they use is, I was sad when my friend moved to another city, captures that sense of loss.
Makes sense. What about angry? That feels like a strong one.
It is. The sources say it's the feeling when something seems unfair or maybe someone hurts you. Their example is quite everyday. He was angry because someone took his seat. That reaction to unfairness or inconvenience.
Yeah, I can picture that. Okay, how about excited? That's got more energy.
Definitely. Excited is feeling really happy, but also energetic, often looking forward to something. The example is perfect. She was excited about her birthday party. You can almost feel that bubbly anticipation.
Yeah. And the last one they focused on in this core group is nervous.
Nervous. That mix of fear and worry, often before something important, like an interview or speaking in public. The example nails it. I always feel nervous before I speak in public. So common.
Just those 5 words, happy, sad, angry, excited, nervous, give you a lot to work with, don't they?
Absolutely. A solid starting point. And the sources really encourage you, the listener, to try using them. Just put them in a sentence about yourself.
Right. Practice makes perfect, or at least makes it feel more natural. So moving beyond single words, the sources also talk about expressions or idioms, things that make you sound a bit more, fluent maybe.
Exactly. This is where the language gets more colorful. The sources pick out some great examples. First up, I'm over the moon.
Huh. I like that one. It sounds really happy.
It means very, very happy, like way beyond just standard happy. The example they give shows that intensity. I passed my English exam. I'm over the moon. You wouldn't just say, I'm happy for that, would you?
Probably not. Okay, so that's extreme happiness. What about sadness? Is there an idiom for that?
Yes, they mention I'm feeling blue.
Feeling blue. Okay.
It means feeling sad. Often it implies something a bit more low-key or maybe lingering rather than intense grief. The example is quite touching. He's been feeling blue since his cat ran away. Suggests a sadness that's hanging around.
Got it. And for nervousness, you mentioned public speaking anxiety earlier.
Yes. The classic idiom for that is she has butterflies in her stomach.
Butterflies in her stomach. I've definitely heard that.
It describes that fluttery, slightly uncomfortable feeling you get physically when you're nervous or anxious about something. And the example is spot on. She had butterflies in her stomach before her first date. That nervous anticipation feeling.
These idioms, they really paint a picture, don't they? They add a different layer than just the basic words.
They really do. Adds nuance, color, makes the language richer.
Okay, so we've got words, we've got phrases. The sources then provide, like, a little scene, an everyday conversation.
Yeah, a short dialogue to show how this stuff actually works in practice. It's simple but effective. It starts with one person noticing the other looks down. They say, "You look upset," and then ask, "What's wrong?" Just opening the door.
Direct and caring. And how does the second person respond?
They use one of those core words we talked about. They say they're feeling really stressed today, and they immediately link it to reasons, problems at work, missing the bus, specific triggers.
Right. And the first person, they don't just ignore it.
No, they validate it. They say, "That's frustrating," using another useful feeling word, and they offer to listen, asking if they want to talk.
Which is often what people need, isn't it? Just to talk.
Exactly. And the source makes that point. The second person says they needed to talk to someone. The act of sharing helped.
And it ends with a bit of comfort.
Yeah, just a simple, kind phrase. Bad days don't last forever. Offering a little perspective and empathy.
That little exchange, it really shows how you can use simple words like upset, stressed, frustrating, effectively, and how important just listening and acknowledging feelings is. It's a great mini example.
Absolutely. It brings it all together nicely.
So to help you, the listener, really absorb this and start using it, the sources suggest some reflection questions.
Yeah, these are great prompts to connect the vocabulary to your own life. Thinking about your own answers is really powerful practice.
Okay, let's list them out. First one from the source. What makes you feel happy?
Good one. Connects the feeling to its source.
When was the last time you felt nervous?
Makes you think about a specific recent event. Ties it to memory.
What do you do when you feel angry?
Ooh, that's interesting. Moves beyond just feeling like response or coping.
Yeah, shift the focus a bit.
Yeah.
Then there's, how do you comfort someone who is sad?
Puts you in the other person's shoes. Thinking about empathy and how you use language to help others.
Right. And the last one is very immediate. What emotion do you feel right now? Huh? Puts you on the spot. Makes you check in with yourself.
It does. So we really encourage you listening to maybe pause, think about these, try to answer them, maybe even out loud, using some of the English words and phrases we've discussed.
That active use is so important. Okay, as we sort of wrap up this deep dive, the sources offer some final practical tips, just some advice for getting better at this.
Yeah, these are really solid takeaways. First one, be honest about how you feel. Don't feel like you have to hide it. Authenticity is good.
Ties back to all emotions being valid, right?
Okay.
Okay, what else?
Use simple, common words. Happy, sad, angry. Those words are covered. They're powerful and widely understood. No need to get fancy all the time.
Keep it simple, especially at first. Good advice.
They also suggest a really concrete goal. Try learning one new emotion word each day, and then, crucially, use it.
Just one a day seems manageable. Consistency.
Exactly. Another tip is to watch English movies or TV shows. Pay attention specifically to how characters talk about feelings. You'll hear the words, the idioms, all in context. It's great for understanding how and when to use them.
Like learning through observation. Makes sense.
And the final tip, probably the most important for any language skill, practice speaking. Just talk. Talk to people. Try out the words. It really is the best way to improve and gain confidence.
Couldn't agree more. Practice, practice, practice. So this has been really insightful. Going through these sources really clarifies that talking about emotions in English isn't just, a vocabulary exercise.
Not at all. It's about connection. It's fundamental to how we relate to each other.
And that actually leads perfectly into the final thought the source material leaves us with. Kind of a provocative idea to ponder.
It is. It's this. Emotions connect us as human beings. That's universal. But being able to express your emotions in English, well, that allows you to connect with even more people. It opens up your world of connection.
Wow. That really frames it powerfully, doesn't it? Language as a tool for deeper human connection.
Precisely. It underscores the real value, the human value in learning to talk about feelings in another language.
A fantastic thought to end on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into talking about emotions in English. We hope you feel a bit more equipped, maybe inspired to share how you're feeling and understand others better. Keep exploring and keep connecting.